Today, we're checking out Formula One explained for rookies. Well, I'm not exactly a rookie because in 2021, I actually followed Formula One because my son is huge into Formula One. He knew all the names and everything else. And if you know anything about Formula One, you know that that was the year that Lewis Hamilton got the shaft because they allowed Max Verstappen at Abu Dhabi to pass under caution, I believe, to pass the cars that were in front of him after he pitted to get some fresh tires and Lewis Hamilton couldn't, and he took him over in the last lap. Oh, I was bitter. This is going to be a good video. Before we get going here, go ahead and like the video. That does help a lot. The channel we're looking at today is Cleo Abram. I will definitely include a link in the description so you can head on over there, do all the YouTube stuff, and support that channel. Let's see what we can see.
What will happen over the course of the next 66 laps? Max Verstappen!
Oh, there he goes.
Of the world!
You've been hearing about F1 too, right?
Yes.
Cool. Let's talk about it.
Formula One racing into Miami for the first
The
time.
hottest ticket in town.
Tom, Drive to Survive.
Drive to survive.
Drive to survive.
This is a car race at over 200 miles an hour in cities all over the world.
Miami Grand Prix.
Speaking of which, I've actually neglected to say this, but I lived in Austin for about 5 or 6 years. And in Austin, they have the Circuit of the Americas. And there we actually went to a Formula One race. I don't know why I didn't say that. So I've actually been to a race and I have some video footage of it. Maybe one day I'll share that.
Bahrain Grand Prix here in Monaco.
With insanely famous drivers.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world
And
champion.
100-person teams, racing cars so advanced that they're practically spaceships, and so expensive that they had to make a rule that teams couldn't spend more than $140 million
What the?
each. And it's only getting bigger. Just look at this.
Yeah.
This is from a construction camera at one of 2 new US racetracks. This one's in Miami. This cost $40 million to build, and it hosted nearly 250,000 people over 3 days. That's a Super Bowl worth of people every day. And one of them was me.
It's the first ever Miami Grand Prix. We're racing in the States and it's lights out and away we go.
Oh, cool.
I just love F1. But a lot of people, because of all this hype, they're hearing about it right now for the first time. And they're feeling a little bit,
I don't understand.
So let's get into it. This
I think, was it 2 years ago that in Las Vegas, they had a Grand Prix? It was canceled because manhole covers were coming up or something. I don't remember, but I think that's right. Does anybody have the 411 on that? Hopefully people know what that means. That means the information. Because back in the day, before they had the cellular phones, you could dial 411 and get information about something if you wanted to. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Everybody just calm down, okay? Let's back up a little bit.
and they're feeling a little bit,
I don't understand.
So let's get into it. This is F1 explained for rookies.
Okay, here we go.
What you need to know to keep up with this crazy, expensive sport that everyone's suddenly obsessed with.
Lewis Hamilton!
Verstappen holds it!
It's done.
But it's also a look at the bigger question here, the huge question, which is, why do this? Like, why pour so much money, so much technological effort into F1, into entertainment? The answer is in what we get in return. This isn't just a car race. This is a space program for the road.
General growth in interest. Formula One.
F1's becoming much more of a thing here in the States.
Monaco Grand Prix! Win the Italian Grand Prix! The Bahrain Grand Prix!
If you're new to F1, you might know its American cousins. NASCAR has the least family resemblance. Closed cockpits, oval tracks. IndyCar and F1 look more related. They've got the spaghetti-looking track, open cockpits. But there's one really important difference between these two. And it's the reason why F1 specifically is such a big deal. In IndyCar, all of the cars use the same frame, or chassis, the DW12. So the competition here is mostly in how you race that car. But in F1, every team has to design and manufacture their own cars. And the best part is that they get to improve the cars between each race, or not, depending on how they do. So the competition in F1 actually centers around the car itself, not just how you race it, but also how you build it and rebuild it again and again and again.
Well, that's super interesting. I mean, I guess I knew that, but I also know that they have certain regulations. So I suppose, but I remember, I think 2022, the year after Lewis Hamilton got the shaft, I remember he was having problems with his car, like most of the whole year. It's like bouncing a lot or something. Hey, I'm just putting information out there. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. This is just kind of what I remember. So, and other cars weren't doing that. So that did tell me that the cars were like, there was some leeway for the cars to be different. And that's why Red Bull is just killing everybody.
This is why I love F1.
Okay, why?
It looks like the sport of daredevils, but much more than that. It's the sport of nerds. Okay, each team races 2 cars, so 2 drivers for the same team. Each event, or Grand Prix, is 3 days: practice, qualifying, and race day. I watch these on TV every time they're on, but this was the first time I ever got to see it in person.
I got to see the car up close. That was awesome. Now I am inside the Mercedes garage.
Truly, I have never had more fun at a sporting event and seen less of what was actually going on.
So right now they're about to do a practice pit.
Here's how this works. The order of who does the fastest lap on qualifying day becomes the lineup at the starting line on race day. And passing isn't easy, so where you start is a really big deal. Depending on where drivers finish, they get different numbers of points. After 10th place, no points for you.
No for you.
Drivers want to get the most points themselves to win something called the Drivers' Championship. But teams want to get the most points total to win the Constructors' Championship. The 2 championship thing actually kind of makes for funny mismatched incentives sometimes. You can hear it on the radio when teams have one strategy, like they want to let drivers pass each other, and drivers get really mad about that.
If he's quicker, we let 3.
That's very unfair, but okay.
But generally, everybody agrees about the big things, which are drivers, race your fastest. Teams, make the best car.
Okay.
All right, here's the fun part.
What?
Lego is here. Hey, kids, look.
There's my driver. Hello, Lewis Hamilton. Think of an F1 car like an airplane upside down. Both meant to move as quickly through the air as possible, right? But where an airplane's wings work to lift it up, these cars' wings work to keep it down. Why? Because winning doesn't just depend on going fast. It also depends on keeping control. And that requires a firm grip on the ground. Take a look at the shape of this car. Now watch how the air moves across it. See how some goes above the wing and some squeezes the long way underneath it? That creates a situation where there's higher pressure above and lower pressure below, sucking the car toward the ground. That's actually happening all over the car, not just on the wings. And we could talk for hours about the design features on this thing, how they shape and use the air. Some pull air in through the car to cool it down. You can actually see there's a hole there. I think they're trying to imply that on my Lego model. Some actually let the driver release air, lessening that downward pressure and allowing them to go faster in order to pass. It's kind of like a Mario boost. You can actually hear this in a race. Listen for DRS here.
Now, Charles Leclerc is going to have DRS to try and fight it back.
Taken together, an F1 car is just a symphony of aerodynamics.
I mean, that looked like the Abu Dhabi course right there. Was it? It was at night, I remember. I wonder.
Taken together, an F1 car is just a symphony of aerodynamics. I actually got to see them up close and personal when I was in Miami.
We're going there.
Oh, cool.
I absolutely did not keep my cool.
I'm trying to be cool, but it's a real thing there.
You can see teams perfecting these cars over the years, understanding the need for wings and adding them and changing the shape and pushing our understanding of aerodynamics to shave off just fractions of a second. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of people work on this, all for one team. So,
That's true. I have seen that. It is no joke. I mean, they're like obviously multi-million-dollar businesses. run by multi-billion-dollar corporations, probably.
How much does this cost?
Yeah, how much? 100 million.
F1 teams don't really want to share the details here, so there's a lot of speculation. But they're also companies, and some of them have to file their financials somewhere. So with a little bit of research into various European countries' reporting requirements, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, dang.
Here they are. Annual reports for every F1 team I could find. Which is actually 8 out of 10, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
It's pretty good.
As a fan, this is kind of cool. Like, look, this is Toto Wolff's signature.
Oh, he was, are they called crew chief or something for Lewis Hamilton for Mercedes, I think. Is that right? I think that's right.
Cool. Like, look, this is Toto Wolff's signature. What I learned from all this is that running an F1 team costs anywhere from $95 million to $425 million.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
But the year after these were filed, F1 instituted a new rule saying all teams were only allowed to spend $140 million. So these reports are going to look a lot different for this next coming year.
Oh, good.
Still a lot. No matter what, F1 teams spend a ton of money.
Yeah.
So what do they make? These reports show that F1 teams make approximately
$1 billion. What?
They run surprisingly close to break even. Red Bull, for example, made $230 million in revenue, and then add these two up, $229 million in costs. And they ended up with approximately $1.2 million in profit. This is
No way. That can't be. What's the, obviously they make their money somewhere else. Of course she's probably going to say it, but I just wanted to say no way.
in pounds, actually, so that's $1.5 million.
Oh, God.
These aren't the wildly profitable enterprises I was imagining. So why do they do it? Well, take a look at this. This is the Ferrari annual report. Our brand image depends in part on the success of our Formula One racing team. The racing team is a key component of our marketing strategy. It's advertising.
Advertising? Advertising. It's great.
They use F1 to sell other stuff, whether that's...
Oh, wow. That's super interesting. So then I wonder, is it like in the marketing budget? That's interesting.
Advertising. Advertising. It's great.
They use F1 to sell other stuff, whether that's luxury sports cars or a sports drink.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I mean, as entertainment, F1 is incredible. But a lot of people do feel that it's somewhat wasteful.
How much does a Formula One car cost?
$400 million.
Is it worth all that money?
This is bigger than F1. It's kind of crazy to think about how much work we as a species put into entertaining ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think what makes F1 feel particularly acute for some people is the technology element here. All of this engineering work and all of this energy being spent on 20 fossil fuel reliant cars makes people wonder sometimes if that energy might be better spent elsewhere.
Like literally anywhere else.
Yeah, but what's the joy in that? I mean, for the fans, like if they put it somewhere else and there was no F1. Because I know these fans, they, you know, because a lot of these teams are like, aren't they representative of country? Maybe not. I think, I remember the United States had a Haas team, I think. But I don't know.
But F1 is more than just entertainment. It's better thought of actually as one giant experiment. F1 pushes everything to the extreme. What do you need to create to compete at this level, to keep control at these speeds, to keep the driver safe in these conditions? The idea is that the technology that they build ends up trickling down to all of us non-race car drivers. My question was, is this actually true or does it just sound good? I wanted to find specific car parts that were developed for F1 and then ended up in my car. But the more...
I bet you, I know when my son actually worked at COTA, they call it, Circuit of the Americas. And he was an audio instructor. And they drove those around the track. and they were fast as hell. So, I mean, I would imagine they get into certain cars, some of the technology. So let me back up a little bit. All right.
Specific car parts that were developed for F1 and then ended up in my car. But the more research I did, the more complicated it got.
Okay.
People often talk about paddle shifters, for example, but those were actually developed decades before F1. F1 teams just made them better. Same for active suspension, anti-lock brakes, traction control.
Okay.
What I found was that F1 was less trickle-down and more flywheel. F1 combines technologies that might already exist and then pushes them to an extreme, making them better in the process and then inspiring, or literally manufacturing, better tech for all of us. For example, take thermal efficiency, the percentage of energy from combustion that actually makes the car go, as opposed to being lost to heat. Most combustion road cars have a thermal efficiency between 20 and 30%, which means only a third of the energy actually makes the car go. F1 cars can't refuel during the race, so there's a very strong incentive for them to be efficient. They're at about 50% now, thanks to new hybrid engines, gains that have been dragging the rest of the car industry forward. Or data collection. Sensors on F1 cars collect huge amounts of information and then feed it back to the driver and the team. They didn't invent a lot of these systems, but they use them in ways that they've never been used before. And that's actually getting more and more important as we move potentially towards self-driving cars. This is...
Wow. Man, I did not know that. So maybe I am a rookie when it comes to this. I'm rookie on a lot of things on F1. But I did not realize that. First of all, they don't make money. Well, they don't profit. And they're used for marketing. And they're used for basically research and development. Wow. That is something.
And that's actually getting more and more important as we move potentially towards self-driving cars. This is the real promise of F1, and it all stems from that original requirement to build their own cars. Basically, we'll do all of this research and development, and we'll create new technologies and also combine all of the cutting-edge tech, and we'll push it to its limits and develop it further, and you don't even need to pay for it. We'll race these things against other groups of engineers doing exactly the same thing in this crazy round-the-world sport that lots of people really love, that is actually, at the end of the day, the biggest, most expensive group project science competition of all time.
That's crazy.
People debate whether or not we should spend money on lots of our efforts to learn. And yet, they consistently push forward both the tech that we actually use and our understanding of the world around us. In this case, it also makes some money, and it's fun to watch. I think once you see the promise of F1, it allows you to think differently about lots of things. We need people working far beyond the edge, like pulling forward the limits of what we can do. The question now is, what do we need to learn next?
Yeah. Okay. The future of F1. Okay, let's see.
If F1 pushes forward car innovation and the future of cars is electric, does F1 need to get more electric too?
Yes, you would think so.
And if F1 doesn't go more electric, does it get farther and farther from its original promise over time? Less applicable to the technology that we use and more a novelty. Oh, let's go watch those cars that use gas. I don't know. Now you're up to speed.
I don't know about that.
You can watch a race, you can enjoy it with your friends, and you can also speculate, like the rest of us, where it's all gonna go. I'll be watching with you, and I'll be rooting for my favorite team.
Oh, she likes Lewis Hamilton, I see. Well, actually, I don't think he's with Mercedes anymore. But, okay, well, that was really interesting. I did learn a lot that I didn't know about Formula One. My son, as I mentioned before, is huge into it. He wanted to be an F1 driver for a long time, but he drives karts and things like that. So I have some familiarity with F1, but I did not know that they are essentially science teams and science projects and groups of engineers who are working to develop new technology for the auto industry. Essentially, that's what she was saying. Man, that was really, really great. Hopefully you liked that video. If you did, then let YouTube know and hit the like button. It's really that easy. My name's Greg. Thanks for joining me today, and we will catch you on the next video. Peace.